Woo, doggies, as my friend Jed Clampett used to say on the Beverly Hillbillies. And remember, you can't get full on fancy, but I ain't talking about fancy. I'm talking about great comfort food. What is it? Mashed potatoes. I'm going to show you the tips and the tricks to get all that creamy goodness in there and infuse that flavor. Come on, because I ain't going to wait. The pups are hungry. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by camp on another glorious day it is. And yep, we are back in camp. Woo! I hope y'all all survived the cold and nasty weather that we had. Hey, last week we had to film inside. Hey, water froze down here one morning. It's -8. And we filmed inside the kitchen. Y'all probably seen that on the pot sticker recipe, but this week we back out here in Mother Nature's kitchen, and oh, how glad I am to be here. But there was a little storm damage over there. I'm gonna call the Allstate man to see if we're in good hands. Fly ripped a little, froze the water barrel solid, so hey, it's just one of them deals that you put up with when you do what we do. We thank you all for watching us. Hey, we appreciate it, each and every one of you, and hey, y'all are all part of our family. Y'all are our big YouTube family everywhere in the world. But we think we should introduce y'all to a new family member. Yep, you heard me right, a new family member. Major. There he is. This, folks, is the Major. Now, I want y'all to see this resemblance here. We both sort of have the same mustache we do. Now, me and Shannon was taking care of a bunch of dogs down there at the dog pound, and it was snowing, cold, water froze every day. And we go down there one evening, and there's a Major. Hair all matted up, looked like he wasn't gonna make it through the night. So what happened to Mage? Mage become a YouTube star, he did. Didn't you, Major? He lives with us now. We got him, get him in good shape. Y'all will be seeing him on some videos. The Beacon of Duke think he's a grand thing to have around because he don't eat near as much, and they ain't got no competition. So thank you, Mage, for stopping by camp, buddy. I know you're busy. So what are we talking about today? Mashed potatoes. Taters got me through a lot of hard times, especially on ranches. I can remember one winter we run plumb out of groceries nearly, but we had lots of taters, and we feasted on taters nearly 3 times a day. But hey, what is more simple than mashed potatoes? But I am going to kick it up a notch and show you some tips and some tricks to get the creamiest, smoothest, best mashed potatoes you ever eat in your life. It ain't just like coming out of Ore-Ida. This is coming right out of the kitchen here at the Chuck Wagon. A lot of you be going to the grocery store, and people have told you through the years, get the Yukon Gold. They make the bestest mashed taters in the world. Folks, we don't discriminate here. We are equal with all things. So we're going to also do russet. Half Yukon Gold, half russet. This way it'll sort of blend that flavor really well together, but they'll stay a little more to their original texture. Creamy, smooth, and a little bit of that hardiness here with this russet. But we got them washed, and folks, when you're talking about doing mashed potatoes, and you need them to be all about the same size when you cut them up. So we need to make them to where they're all pretty close and equal in pieces. That way the cook time is going to be pretty close to the same on everything that we got going. Make sure you wash them good. And what? You took the peeling off yours? No. This is what we call a mashed tater. Some of them might even call it a dirty mashed tater, but I wash mine. That skin has got all the goodness in it. So keep it on there, folks. It's going to make a big difference. I promise you that. Water on them, ready to go. Bertha is hot. She is for a fact. Get that off first so we can put the heat on high. And a lot of you might be saying, anybody can be doing some mashed potatoes, Cowboy Ken. Well, do y'all remember our Hungry Man video that we redid? Had the Salisbury steak and the green beans and a homemade brownie. You know how many comments I got? Where the mashed potato recipe? You didn't have no mashed potatoes, and I told them it's coming soon. We're going to bring them to a boil, got the water just above them there to cover, because when you mix them potatoes, the Yukon Gold and the russet, a lot of times to me, if it's just the Yukon Gold and you boil them too long, they sort of disintegrate, get a little too mushy to me. That's why I like to mix the potatoes, and we're just going to cook them till they're good and fork tender. Well, remember me telling you about that fly ripping there. Now, folks, I have cooked in some very inclement weather, I have. And I can remember about, probably 1998, 99 in the Palo Duro Canyon. Went in right after Thanksgiving, gonna do about 3 weeks. Had one of the worst windstorms I can ever remember. I mean, it ripped the fly from the top down to the seam, all the way to one end. It's about 25 degrees, and guess what? Kent still had to cook 3 meals a day, and we took that down, and at night it'd get down a little bit below zero, and I'd lay that bedroll beside old Bertha, and I'd sleep at night, get up, cook breakfast, and then I'd get me a needle and a thread there, and I'd go to sewing tarp. Took me 2 days to get it all sewed back in between cooking meals and everything else, and when I got it all put back together and got the walls around there, we got about 9.5, 10 inches of snow out there, and I was so proud that the good Lord gave me the ability with sore fingers and all to get her sewed up before we got the snowstorm. But you know, we do what we do because we love it. And them boys that we was feeding, hey, they loved it too, and the conditions were bad for them because they were leaving camp every morning horseback, and I was standing there sewing, and we were both cold. But it's something that was in our hearts and something that we were meant to do, and I made sure every day that they got a full belly to make some of them calories. So we're just glad everybody survived the storm. It is a great deal. The sun is shining. Like here, it was -10 one morning, probably 60 degrees today, so you never know what's coming. Well, we've been on about 12 minutes here. Bertha has got them to a low simmer now. She began to cool off. You can see this is one of them Yukon Golds, and he just fork tender as he can be all the way across. And that's what we're after. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I don't recommend you do in the house. Don't pour it in the kitchen floor. Now, a lot of you be taking that right back over there and you go to mashing. Folks, we need to get that steam and all that water vapor off of them. So we're gonna put them back on here for a couple of minutes. Just stir them around, get all that steam and all that water to just disappear out of there. And while we was doing this, I think y'all might have seen me, I took me some of that Kerrygold butter and some half and half and put it over there in a little stock pot just to let it go to warming and melting. We are not going to shock these poor old taters that have sacrificed it all by pouring something cold in there on them. And right there at the last, you see me what? Put 3 minced garlic cloves in there with it. It's going to be some flavor, it is. Well, folks, we got the steam off of them, we did, and I transferred them over here into a bowl big enough that y'all could hold them and see them both. And what do we got here? 6 ounces of cream cheese that is softened. I want you to just go ahead and put it on in there. Yeah, I know you be thinking, this ain't dessert, Cowboy Kent. Hey, these are gonna be better than dessert. And then we're gonna get out that handy dandy thing that I like to call what? A breeze in camp. And we're gonna mash. Now just go to mashing them through here, because we gotta make sure that cream cheese and all them taters get blended well. But make sure, folks, that cream cheese is room temperature. Now then, remember the melted butter and the garlic and the half and half, I just want you to take half of it and pour in there. Not all of it, just half. And then I just want you to give it a little mixing with the masher. We got them to that point. Let's add the rest of this here. And that's about 1.5 cups. And folks, desired on your consistency, you may have to feel more. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to break out the power tool. Now, I be telling you, folks can season with salt or just coarse ground black pepper or black pepper and sea salt. But hey, I be liking just a little black pepper and some of our Red River Ranch. Now, whew, that pepper come out in a hurry, it did. And I also like what Shan used to do a lot of times to her potatoes, and that was what, Shan?
Rosemary.
Put some fresh rosemary in there.
And people use dill.
Oh, come on now.
I like dill.
Dill in potatoes, Shan? I don't know. But I guess it'd be pretty good, folks. Well, it is a done deal we got. And folks, it is an inaugural event it is. We're going to let Major do the first tasting. Major, wake up here. Get up here, Major. Whoa. Big, what do you think? Big says it's going to be all right. Duker? Major, can you come over here? People, come here. You need to get up so people can see you ain't got much tail to wag.
There's no tail to wag. It's just like a little stub. No stubber. Yeah, there it is.
Gonna do the mash. The monster mash. Gonna do the mash. Tater mash. Uh-oh, we got words in camp because the dancing is bad. Done deal it is, easy as it can be. But folks, remember them tips I told you about. Warm that milk, warm that butter, let that cream cheese come to room temperature. Get you 2 kinds of taters. Russet and Yukon Gold. Everything gonna be just right, it is. And everything we use today and the recipe will be listed down there in the little link below. And folks, guess what? The most important thing that we're going to stress today is, you know what that is? Happiness, love, and sharing. So if you make this, go across the street, go next door, whatever you got to do, give a rappy tap tap on the dough, and guess what? Got y'all some mashed potatoes. It's comfort food, and we want to know that we want to make y'all comfortable. That's what good neighbors do. They do. As always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women and all the veterans and everybody that kept us safe during this time, and all them folks that was out there in the cold, whether they be feeding people or feeding livestock or taking care of dogs like my little wife Shan did. I salute you all because y'all have done a great service. You are. And folks, the great thaw is on. Hang on. I know it's coming. Sunshine and warmer days is here, so get in here. And guess what? God bless you, each and every one, and I'll see you down the mashed tater trail.
Did you find a mud hole? Don't do it.
You're giving me a bad look. Was you something in your eyes? Because it was like, here, I just want to show, it's like, that was a really good one too. I was on the
You
road.
were on a roll.
There you go, here we go.